What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades, and today I'm going to start a new series here at Baz on Blades. We're going to call this series the AM Brew Review, and we're not talking about coffee because Baz on Blades doesn't drink coffee in the AM. He's talking about beer, and the first beer that I'm going to review is out of Texas, where everything is sweet, and it is from Revolver Brewery, and what we're looking at is Blood and Honey. Now, before we get into this first of the AM Brew reviews, I want to say I originally had a plan to do a series of beer review videos with Dan the Man, but Dan the Man did not care for this beer. He said that it made his vagina itch. And you know what? You have to respect an itchy vagina. He said he couldn't scratch it. It made him feel like a dirty girl. And you know what? He is my best friend. I don't want him feeling like a dirty girl. So we're going to go solo this first episode of the AM Brew Review. And we're going to talk about Revolver Brewery's Blood and Honey. Now, let me put on my sexy librarian glasses because I am 50 years old and cannot see jack shit without them to read. And what does the box say? What we have here, Blood and Honey American Ale. An unfiltered deep golden ale brewed with malted two-row barley and wheat, finished with blood orange peel, Texas honey, and a blend of spices. And this is an unfiltered beer. I really like unfiltered beers. There's just something about it. I don't know what it is because I'm not a beer expert. And in this review, you're not going to hear a bunch of pseudo-intellectual beer expert bullshit. I'm not going to talk about bouquet. I'm not going to talk about tongue feel. In fact, if I ever say tongue feel in a sentence, is guaranteed I am going to be talking about a woman and not a beer. And I know you guys know exactly what I am talking about. So, let's take a look. We have an IBU of 20 and an ABV of 7%. Now, ABV is a very important number. What ABV stands for is ass backwards variable. And what that is, the higher the number of the ass backwards variable, the more ass backwards you will be when you get through drinking your six-pack of your favorite brew. So, 7% ass backwards variable is pretty high. I typically do not like to be that ass backwards, but this is sort of a special beer. Because it is unfiltered, you are not getting that high alcohol by volume taste, is what it actually stands for, alcohol by volume, but you see what I'm getting at in the ass backward variable numbers. Typically in a high ABV beer, you taste the alcohol, and I don't like alcohol. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I don't drink a lot of beer. In fact, right now, guess, it is 8 a.m. here in sunny East Tennessee. I hope you can hear me over all the sound of the sun raining down on the roof here, thanks to Hurricane Louise, I think, that just came up through the Gulf and is pushing some rain up through East Tennessee today and tomorrow. I hope everybody in Louisiana made it safely through that hurricane. I have been through a bunch of hurricanes myself, but fortunately I was in South Carolina, and so far up the East Coast you don't get a lot of severe storms. They can happen, but I've always been lucky and never had to sit through a severe one. So God bless everybody that was in the path of this hurricane. So, Blood and Honey. Let us go ahead and open this beer. Unfortunately, in East Tennessee, I cannot get this beer that I have found in bottles. I prefer beer in bottles. There is aluminum, in my opinion, lends a taste, an edge to all beverages that are put into it. I prefer not to drink any beverage out of aluminum. You don't have much of a choice, so let's go ahead and get a pour on here. I do not do a hard pour on beers. I don't want a big head on beers. And you know what? Just like I said, guys, I am not a beer expert. I drink beer for the taste of it. And you know what? I know when it tastes good, when it tastes bad, if I like it, if I don't like it. I can tell you right now, you will never see any IPAs reviewed by Baz on Blades on the AM Brew review, because I do not like super bitter, hoppy beers. And even easygoing, easy drinking IPAs are just too hoppy bitter for me. I do love wheats. I love unfiltered wheats and whites, and that's what you will see Baz on Blades drinking most of the time. So this is brewed and finished with blood orange peel. Now, the beer that really got me into beer was Blue Moon, and it is an unfiltered wheat, and it has orange taste in it, but it's a different taste. It is a brighter, sweeter, maybe more pleasant taste, and this blood orange is a little darker, a little more dramatic to me. It is not, it does not have the sort of candy essence that a lot of orange finished beers have, and that's what Dan the Man doesn't like about it. He's not a big unfiltered beer drinker. And he's not, as far as fruit flavors, he is much fruitier than I am. Take that as you will. And he did not care for the taste of the blood orange taste in this. And I really, really like it. Now, I'm going to say, going into this, I have drank over the last month a couple of 6-packs of this beer. This is not a blind tasting of this beer. Because again, I'm not an expert, and I don't want you to see my first take on it, because I don't really have, it takes me a few beers to form an opinion on something, because I'm not an international beer expert, as I have said multiple times. So let us go ahead and partake of the Revolver Brewery Blood and Honey. You can smell the blood orange. You can catch the hint of the honey. It is a natural sweetness to me. There's not really anything artificial or pushed in this beer. It is overall fairly subtle, except for the unfiltered aspect of it. You can see it has poured fairly cloudy. It is a cloudy pour because it is unfiltered, and like I say, that unfiltered aspect of it helps to cover up the high ABV of this beer. My God, 8 o'clock a.m. here in East Tennessee. I have been home from work for 2 hours, and this really hits the spot. It is, like I said, fairly subtle. It is refined. It is more refined than, I would say, a lower mid-tier sort of entry-level beer like Blue Moon is. I prefer this over a lot of fruit-flavored beers that I have had because it is subtle. The taste is not overwhelming. The way that I am tasting it in my mouth is there is sort of around an effervescence of the orange taste. It is not so much on my tongue as it is in the roof of my mouth, going back into the roof, entering into my throat. And the alcohol taste is just not there. It's not there, guys. A 7% ABV beer to me typically is you get an initial taste, whatever it is, and then it's just overwhelmed with alcohol, and this is not. And to me, that is covered up by the beer being unfiltered, and it is a delicious, delicious beer, guys. Oh, that is so good. Let's take a look at this box. I've got my sexy librarian glasses on here, and let me ask you something. All kidding aside, with my sexy librarian glasses, do you think that these make my ass look big? Tell me in the comments. So, make every round count. We were taught that anything worth doing is worth doing right. At Revolver Brewing, we take that to heart. We combine the finest ingredients with a persistent attention to detail to brew full flavored beers that strike the perfect balance of originality and drinkability. I agree there in this case. That's why you can count on Revolver Brewery to deliver quality beers every round. Now, Revolver, it says here that you can do brewery tours every Saturday, noon to 3 p.m. Of course, I'm sure this is pandemic panic 2020, so you would have to contact them. They are, let's see, they are on Matlock Road in Granbury, Texas. And, Texas, right here. Texas, right here, with a star and a map, and you guys can pause this, and if you can read that information, that's great. If not, then so sad. Google it on the internet. The internet is your friend. So, let's go back to this beer, Blood and Honey. There is nothing more satisfying than watching somebody else drink a refreshing cold beer, is there? I know all of you are satisfied right now, and we're only about 2/3 of the way through this delicious beer, and it is delicious. I watched a bunch of reviews of this beer so I could pick up on some beer slang and jargony bullshit that all these guys talk, because they're all experts on YouTube. It's a bunch of fat guys that like to drink beer, and I'm not fat enough. I'm getting fat, but I'm just not fat enough to be a beer expert. I want to say that all those guys that are really super fat beer experts, more power to you. I have the utmost respect for you. Now, you know what? I had something disappointing happen to me today. Preparing for this beer review, and I wanted, in my first AM brew review, I wanted to have a special brew review t-shirt on, so I broke out one of my old Iron Maiden t-shirts, and something catastrophic happened. Anybody that wears concert t-shirts knows the feeling right here, and I've got a hole in my armpit. Does that make my ass look big? I don't know, guys. I'm so worried about my ass looking big, because I don't think big asses are in 2020. I don't know. Are they? So, Revolver Brewery, Blood and Honey. I like it. I like it a lot. If I get something new, and this is new to me, even though it's not a new beer on the market, it's been out a few years, I suppose. There's reviews all over YouTube by all those fat beer experts that go back a couple of years at least. And if you really want to learn about this beer, go watch them. I don't know shit. But it really is. It is full-bodied. The taste is full in all respects. I am getting the taste of the wheat. The unfiltered aspect of it is like a very clean coating on everything. I am tasting the blood honey peel, and I am tasting the blood orange peel and the honey filtered through the unfiltered aspect of the beer. And it is making everything, it is bringing down the peaks of taste and making everything very smooth. It is very smooth, at least to me. And it's just a very agreeable, very easy drinking beer for a beer with a 7% ABV. And you know what? I have drank a few of these in a single setting, and no headache issues, guys. No anything typical that you get from, say, cheaper like double distilled beers and high ABV beers. I've not had any issues with that. And like I say, I'm not a huge alcohol person. I drink beers for the taste of them. I do not like a buzz from alcohol because I'm a terrible drinker. I'm one of those guys that I'm really good, really good, really good, really good, too far. Instantly. Razor's edge, I never see the line, and thankfully I'm just a goofy, pretty happy drunk. I'm not one of those sobbing in the corner, sad drunks. Because things are good here at the Baz on Blades homestead, at least I think they are. Revolver Brewery. Yeah, I like it. I like it, guys. I don't have the words to really describe it. I just want to say that it's a very full taste. I am getting plenty of the blood orange. I'm getting plenty of the honey, but I'm not getting it in an artificially enhanced type of taste. It is much it is much more refined and a little higher in tasting than some fruit finished beers that I have had. It is definitely not like, say, a Blue Moon mango wheat, which I love. I love that beer, but it is a very strong mango taste. This is much more subtle. It is, what is that beer that Sweetwater does? The blueberry finished beer that they do. This is much like that, where the fruit taste is fairly subtle, and it's not just like somebody dumped some fruit juice in your beer. I very, very much enjoy this beer. So, I am sorry that Dan the Man was not able to make it for the first episode of AM Brew Review. You know what, everybody, you can drop down into the comment section and tell him how sorry you are about his itchy vagina. And you know what, he's not really a dirty girl. He is way a dirty girl. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've known him for years. He's the dirtiest girl that I know. So, Revolver Brewing Blood and Honey. If you like a fruit finished, unfiltered, they are calling this an American ale. If you like wheat ales with a fruit finish, you like the orange, but you're looking for something maybe a little more refined and a little more subtle, give this beer a try. I did watch a bunch of reviews on it, and they were all very positive. I saw very little negative about it. And I made fun of all those guys, but I did enjoy their videos, and I learned quite a bit from them. Except for the whole tongue feel thing. There's No women here right now, so there's no tongue feel going on here right now. There is just very good beer here in East Tennessee in the AM. As always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again. Oh, damn, that is a good beer.